All right, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to learn how to create this sort of fake robot arm effect. You've probably seen this in popular music videos. I've seen this in definitely some Cole Bennett music videos. Maybe he did the same thing. I'm imagining he had an actual robot arm, but obviously most people do not. So this is how you can achieve the same effect. And I actually figured this out kind of on accident. I didn't realize it would work this good. So all you do is you're going to film a shot that looks like this. This is the original shot. So as your subject is singing or rapping, this is typically an effect that you can use for a music video. All you're going to do is you're going to move the camera around and start and stop it in this sort of weird jerky fashion. And this isn't a movement you'd normally do. I like to use like smoother movements. Most of the time, this isn't just something that I would do. It's very jerky, stop and starty, not typically something that's very flattering. And as you can see, like this kind of already looks kind of cool, but the thing we're going to do is add a stabilizer. We're going to use our trusty Pixel Film Stabilizer 2.0. I'll include a link to that in the description if you don't already have this plugin for Final Cut. So this is one of my absolute favorite plugins. I use this thing all the time. And again, I didn't really realize that it was going to work this well. First things first, you drop the plugin on your clip, click the stabilize on and off, then go ahead and go into this track editor, and a separate window is going to pop up. Now, this looks a little bit complicated. It's really very easy. All you're going to do is take this square that it gives you here, and you're going to position it on your subject's face, and then sort of make sure that you're giving it a lot of room and just an area that has a lot of contrast, because all this is going to do is track the pixels. So for me, I like to just check all of these, even though you might not use the scale and rotation. We're definitely going to, of course, use the position. But you may as well just track for all of them. And then all you're going to do is click this arrow, and this is going to track your subject throughout the entire clip. And you just sort of have to watch it and pay attention and see if it's working how you want it. You'll notice if it messes up a lot. Sometimes it will just completely mess up, and you'll usually be able to tell. So to me, that looked really good. Even though the ending, you can tell it sort of got a little bit off kilter than where we initially had positioned it at the beginning of the clip. It looks like it shrunk a little bit, and it changed position just a bit, but you can tell that it worked. It didn't get completely. Sometimes this box will wind up across the frame somewhere else, and that's how you know that you sort of have to click the reset button down here, start over, and try to find it a better area to track. But assuming that it worked, which in this case it did, you're going to click Export Data, X this out, and now your clip is stabilized in the middle. So that's pretty much all there is to it. From there, to make it look better, of course, this automatically makes this sort of reflection across wherever it needs to at different times. So from there, all you do is you can either scale the clip in, or you can do this offset scale that comes on this plugin here. And then you can actually also keyframe this and automate it to however you want. So certain parts you may not need it as much, other parts you actually need it more. So for example, we start to see that top building peeking in up here. And to fix that, all we can do is we can actually just scale that in. And we'll even, we're automating it to zoom in. This way it doesn't have to be that zoomed in the entire time. And then maybe by this point we can have it come back out, but not so much that we see this. And so, yeah, from there you can just sort of mess with it. Obviously, then, here we see his head starting to poke in from the top. So let's do another automation. here, move ahead a couple of frames to where that other building starts to come in, and we'll make sure at that point that we've offset it enough. And I believe you can just type a higher number here. Yep. Maybe even more. And that is pretty much it for the fake robot arm effect. Go try this out on your next music video shoot, or definitely see what other sort of applications you could use this for. Maybe for products, if you want to use that same sort of camera movement where you film trying to keep your subject in the middle. Again, with it off, all it was this. Looks pretty choppy. And then with the effect on, it's totally smooth. So really, really cool effect. Again, try out some other uses for it. Maybe I'll make some other videos where I try it on, let's say, a product or a different subject besides a music artist. So that is all for this video. If you've made it this far, consider subscribing to my channel. I have other editing tutorials like this. A lot of them are for Final Cut Pro, but I believe they do apply to other programs as well. There's probably a similar plugin you can get in DaVinci as well as in Premiere that would do this exact same thing. So that is all for today. Leave a like for the algorithm and let me know in the comments below what other tutorials you think I should make. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.